Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about the results, not just the Super Tuesday results, but also the upcoming events that happen after that. We got quite shocking things going on. We know that Lisa Warren played a big role on Super Tuesday. She stayed in to get as many delegates as she could. Obviously, her performance was not as expected for her, and she decided to drop out this morning. What do you think about that, Kenneth? Do you think that's gonna fix the issue for Bernie Sanders?
Sort of, but not really. It kind of depends on who she's endorsing. Because personally, we have to be honest with ourselves. Most of her voters were white, highly educated voters, and those people tend to vote for Biden.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah. Even though a lot of progressives do like her, I don't think it's gonna work well enough. At the same time, Bernie needs this endorsement, so hopefully he was the one who got her out. Hopefully he was the one who made the deal. Hopefully she does endorse her because if Sanders doesn't get this endorsement and Biden does get the endorsement, I said they're gonna just dogpile on Sanders, right? And then they'll be like, "Oh man, she has the coalition." I mean, Biden has the coalition. See, he has progressives. He has the white people, black people, everyone else. He just drop off Bernie so he can get the Hispanics as well or
yeah,
Latinos, and that's what's gonna happen. And so hopefully she was one who got out. At the same time, she does like to pretend she's like kind of like Hillary Clinton. Like they like to pretend like they know how to play the game.
yeah,
like they think they're like this like supreme master at the game, and they just keep messing it up. And so hopefully that gets over it. Bloomberg dropped out yesterday,
yeah.
and he endorsed Biden because I
Right
think he
away.
realized
Yeah.
the truth. Because at the end of the day, they are
The-
willing. Those types of people are willing. They want not Sanders. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who, as long as it's not Sanders and Warren. I guess they don't want either of those two.
yeah,
They think it's bad for business.
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it's travesty. But allegedly, Joe Biden is gonna rebuke his endorsement. Allegedly,
Who?
Bloomberg's endorsement.
Bloomers?
People are going to say they're going to refuse. Biden is going to refuse
Uh,
Bloomberg's endorsement. Allegedly, that's the
allegedly,
rumor.
yeah. That's a
Yeah.
rumor. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because like you know, I think Bloomberg had the same reaction as every candidate who has dropped out so far, which is at the beginning he was asked to, he was pressured to, and he refused,
Yeah.
and he said, "No, I'm gonna stay in the race all the way I can." Lisa Warren did the same thing. Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar felt the same way, and but obviously there was this pressure from the DNC to do that. Yeah, I mean, obviously the only one who was able to just go all the way if he wanted to was Mike Bloomberg. He had the money. He was financing his
Yes.
own thing, so nobody could tell him what to do unless it's some kind of hurt somebody else. In this case, Biden, because most likely the people who were both for Mike Bloomberg, their second choice was Joe Biden. So that's
Right, because
why.
Bloomberg
Mhm.
was pretty big in South Carolina. He was pretty big in North Carolina. He was pretty big in Tennessee. Yeah, people were assuming that he was going to win Tennessee starting at the beginning. He didn't,
Yeah,
but people thought he was. And he also hurt a lot of Biden's margins. Like he kept the race pretty close.
yeah,
Bloomberg, like in California, he almost buffered Biden out of the viability slot. Um, in the beginning, anyway, that's what it looked like because it was what Sanders at the earlier in the night. It was like Sanders, Bloomberg, Biden, and Warren, and Biden wasn't look like he was going to make it past 15. Um, but he did. I think he's at 24 right now, but we got to see the rest of the votes.
yeah. I see what you mean, and I think Elisa Wan, being the person who she is, knowing her track record, the way she kind of processes the her options and the things she could do. Like always, like you earlier said that she's the kind of calculated politician like Hillary Clinton, but obviously Melissa Wan has has a record of not making the best decisions when it comes
like
to.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, like Hillary Clinton, like Hillary Clinton. Yeah, not like, but Hillary Clinton, you expect that from her. You get me? But
Yeah,
someone like Lisa Warren who call herself a progressive, or people will categorize her as a progressive, more likely will take non-progressive decisions.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
she stacked her campaign with Hillary Clinton staffers because
yeah, and that should
she's
tell
in
you a
it.
lot. Now.
Yeah, because she's not smart, and it's like you see she's paying the price for it. She did the same thing Hillary Clinton did. Hey, talk about how much of a woman and how sexy you are.
Yeah.
Um, I think, but this opens the gate, right? Depending on who she endorses,
Uh huh.
she, I think she's going to be. I so she endorses Biden, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I think Biden offered her the VP slot, and I think Biden has a team that's not stupid, and
Uh
I
huh.
think he offered a slot in that way. So it's like, okay, we need you so we can get progressives, right?
Yeah.
So like people are like, okay, at least got something. And then for Elizabeth Warren, if you're the VP, you have name recognition, you have all these things, and so you could just say, hey, you know, if she decides to run for president again for the second time, right after Joe Biden, then she has a huge boost from being a vice president, right?
Yeah.
And then if she goes after Bernie, she could have been offered the same thing, but I think more of a cabinet position. I would say more like I forgot, Secretary of the Treasury maybe,
Yeah. Yeah.
something like that, something having to do with money because that's what she's
Yeah.
good on, and that's the bank's worst nightmare is having her in charge of money. Or maybe chairman of the Federal Reserve, but I don't know how they elect that. I don't think you could just appoint that one.
Yeah.
And so it's possible that Bernie Sanders could offer something. He could have offered a VP slot. The thing is that neither Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren really have black voters like that,
Yeah.
and so it's like it's not as a complete thing as it is for uh, Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe Biden has a little bit of everything, and then but he doesn't have progressives. So for having Elizabeth Warren as that progressive VP will help that versus Bernie Sanders is the progressive choice. It is so it's like having Elizabeth Warren as an added progressive. It's just like okay, that's nice. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not as complete as it would be with Joe Biden. So I think she's gonna address Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden made the call, unless Bernie Sanders' team got smart and made the call. Because that was
Yeah.
the one mistake I think they made was they didn't make the calls early
Uh-huh.
enough.
Yeah, yeah. I
To,
think Elizabeth Warren could have gotten a bigger position if she were to just drop out earlier and then endorse
yeah,
someone. I
yeah,
mean, I think she has a higher chance of getting a better position on the Bernie Sanders, obviously,
right.
than Biden, since the other people already dropped out, and I'm sure they have something. They got something from it,
Right. I mean,
and
but
she's the
Warren would
last one
get
to do so. I mean,
yeah.
well,
Yeah, exactly. All eyes on her. That was on her now. Because people are like, okay, that was going to be a debate with three people. Now that Bloomberg dropped
yeah, I
out.
was like, why would like I was like, the next debate if she stays in, it will be just awkward as hell. Her being on a stage, like, and then
Yeah.
people gonna ask her, you being the one who has lost all the states, why you
Yeah.
stay on the race? Like, what kind of why you gonna
She
make your
didn't
case in
get
front of everyone? You look
she didn't get
like
second in any state ever, and she got third in every state on Super Tuesday only because um she was one of the last people in the race. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But yeah, but on the 10th, there's supposed to be more states. It's like supposed to be like another mini Super Tuesday on March 10th, but I don't think the 10th is on Tuesday. I could be wrong about that. And it's going to be interesting to see. The thing is, what people want to know is on the debate stage is going to be Biden versus Sanders. Biden makes a lot of mistakes, and now his speaking time is going to shoot up like ridiculous amount.
yeah, yeah,
Right? He can't hide behind the other 5,000 candidates.
yeah, yeah,
So as far as like the more gaffes he makes, the worse it's gonna get for him anyway. He's gonna be like this is up against Trump. Like he's gonna wreck him. You can
yeah,
clearly see
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think if Elisa Warren is smart enough to calculate better, she would choose Bernie Sanders. Obviously, we all think that she might endorse Biden just because of the political gain he has gathered in the last days.
Yeah,
Uh,
but she
but
get a
uh,
vegan too.
but I think if he was smart enough, do not endorse Biden because I think he's a ticking bomb.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, Biden, like Biden said, "Hey, Warren, drop out." Warren, I'll give you a VP slot, and she's like, "Okay, I'll drop out." It's like, nah, I don't feel like giving you the VP slot.
I
Pull
mean
it.
that's exactly what Hillary Clinton did. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not like she competed in 2016, obviously, but she held her endorsement all the way to the
and
end.
it
And
was too
the
late.
reason why is because she's like, oh, look, we'll see who's the one who's coming at the top of the end. And obviously, it was Hillary Clinton that was likely had the lead from the beginning, and it had the lead at the end because of the whole super delegate system.
Yeah,
And obviously she was like, oh, okay, I'm leaning towards her more because, especially when it comes to the whole idea of two women running together, one as a president, the other one as a BP. But then Hillary Clinton, being Hillary Clinton, make a more calculated move of, you know what, I cannot have two women ticket. That would be too much, even for me. And I should just nominate someone as her BP who will be more moderate and will get those moderate votes. That's what Team Kane can be the picture. Yeah,
yeah. I
but
mean,
someone
Tim
who
Kaine,
actually spoke
conservative
Spanish.
thing,
Like,
yeah,
you mean who? You know what happened to the last person who spoke Spanish in the debate?
yeah. They got booted.
They got
The
booted.
last, the last two people who supposed to got booted. I think all three of them actually got
Yeah,
booted.
Beto O'Rourke is just like, oh my god.
Yeah, Beto O'Rourke, Julian Castro, and what's his name? Cory Booker.
Correct. But I
All
mean,
got booted.
Julian Castro, I mean, makes sense. Like,
Oh,
if
of course.
you're Hispanic and you don't speak Spanish, you know how they looked at in Latino community.
Yeah.
If you look Hispanic, or if you're Hispanic descent and you don't speak
Yeah.
Spanish, oh my god, that's like a
Mhm.
no
But
no. You know what I mean?
that's not enough to save you, though. Like,
Yeah, no, but it's still. So we'll
yeah,
see what happens. We'll see what Lisa Wise decides to do after this. My opinion, I think she's gonna held into her endorsement until it is more convenient to do
yeah.
a
I
vote.
think, yeah, I think if Sanders is smart, if he gets to the Elizabeth,
Lisa Warren's endorsement.
her endorsement and Julian Castro endorsement, or
Uh,
because I think like right now he needs to get that because he's not going to get like because he needs more minority endorsements, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like I said, Ayanna Presley, she went for Warren,
Yeah.
right? So she was like she was the only black member of the squad, right? I guess except Ilhan Omar, but she's more people associate with Middle Eastern.
Uh,
Um, so I think he needs to get Julian Castro just to make sure that Biden doesn't get him. It starts making inroads with Hispanic
yeah.
people.
Like if you work for her for getting an endorsement from him,
Yeah,
75% of the vote went to Bernie Sanders either way. Because I think Hispanics like they saw it coming. Nah, he didn't cast in it, bro. I know he's Hispanic and he looks
it's,
like me,
no, it's not that,
but
but it's just like when you see Joe Biden, because remember Joe Biden already has the fact that he was Barack Obama's president, and that
yeah,
was huge for like every minority group. You get me?
yeah,
Like just like so, it's like if he starts making inroads, I think Bernie needs to get Yang and Julian Castro just so Biden doesn't get him.
yeah,
You get me? And so he needs to like get those plus Warren, and then I mean he because the thing is like if he can try to get Booker or Harris or
Who?
and get Gabbard to drop
Wait,
out too. I
wait,
don't know
wait,
why.
wait, wait. So you mean Bernie Sanders?
Yes, just to get him out of the way. That's it. Like I don't know
I
because
mean, maybe
even
Booker, but but
I
um,
already know Harris is gonna be like a long shot. Like we already know that, but
but even then,
Booker,
I don't welcome it. I was like, yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
it's a long shot.
Yeah,
Um, I'm saying like, oh, and need to get Gabbard out of the race as well. Um,
she hasn't even campaigned at all. I don't know what she's doing there.
yeah, I mean he needs to really hit her up, like be like,
Yeah,
hey,
maybe
his,
because she kind of is irrelevant when it comes to the polling. Oh, but maybe,
yeah,
yeah, like voting, like no, not a lot of people are voting for her anyway, so it's not like hurting or benefiting. Like her jumping out was it's like, oh, she jumped
Yeah,
out. What the fuck? It's
by
like
by having another. Because the thing is, he needs to break down a lot of these stereotypes. And so he already has like ALC, Ilha Omar, and Rashida Tlaib
yeah,
on his side. Like he has those. But like if he could grab like all of them, like the vast majority of women, what he like, and Joe Biden only has like Amy Klobuchar, you'd be like, yeah, see, like I'm the best for women. Like I have all these female
yeah.
endorsements.
Don't get me wrong. It will help him. It will help him. I'm not
Yeah,
saying I'm not gonna come out and say, oh, now why should you cannot care for getting their endorsement? It will help him. It will benefit. I don't
yeah,
think it will help him so much, but it will give him a better look and a better image
yeah.
for the
Because
next upcoming primary. So yeah.
because the thing he has something to point to whenever they say, "Oh," because that extent now that Biden has all these people behind him, a lot of media are starting to say, "Oh, see, he has this broad coalition. He has a group of people. He can work with people in Congress, blah blah." Like that's what they're starting to say, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like if Bernie Sanders could counter that with just as many people,
Uh-huh.
that he when they say, "Oh, why should they vote for you?" when Biden has blah blah blah, he'd be like, "Well, I have this, and this." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so,
So
so that's the only reason he really needs those endorsements. It's that way the media he has something to point to when the media tries to attack him or his positions again.
yeah, yeah.
And
You're right.
I think that's what makes it important. So he needs Elizabeth Warren. Like Biden can't get Castro, Warren, or yeah. So it's like Bernie should make deals with those two. And Castro is not really as bad as a lot of people make him out to be.
He's not.
Uh, he's not because the thing is he's like Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren. Like he keeps trying to play the game instead of just keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I know. I seen some like some things that some events where he comes out and he tries to keep it real.
Yeah,
But I don't know why. I don't know why he. I think it's the way he was brought in to be in the political system that he keeps
yeah,
doing the same thing. I was like, bro, that doesn't work. It
yeah,
didn't work when you came out. You did the first political ad that you did. Remember when he announced
yeah.
and then he tried to be like Barack Obama, but it didn't work.
Exactly. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing because they just like it was the same. I think it was a scandal where it's like Beto O'Rourke, um, Julian Castro, and Pete Buttigieg used the same person who trained Obama or something like that to be a political speaker.
why
And
every it's like everyone's trying
yeah,
to be Barack Obama.
yeah, they started
Uh,
using like the same mannerisms
yeah,
and
it's
all that.
like they
Like,
every. I think everyone understands that there's some kind of nostalgia
yeah,
for Barack Obama, and that's what they're trying to capitalize on. But you don't see
uh,
Biden doing it. I mean, maybe because he
exactly,
was BP, right? But
yeah, exactly. So
but still, bro, I don't think so. So we'll see what Lisa Warren does. Hopefully, we get some updates soon, and and Bernie Sanders needs as much as help as he could get.
yeah, that's for sure. Oh, but I hope, like I said, I hope he gets it. I hope his team like realize the truth and that they start going hard at Biden now.
Mm.
They said they still have a chance. It's a small chance because they need to kind of stay ahead on Super Tuesday. I don't know if they have cut the head on Super Tuesday because, like I said, California's not done and Bernie Sanders has won California easily. And so hopefully their team like so now going into the next states, they kind of have to just kind of like dominate. Um, and hopefully they realize that and they do it. But if they don't, oh well.
Yeah.